Hello, Internet! I'm Elliot the Purple Artifice, and welcome to Buddy Reads, where I read a small selection of a book and review it for you. Today we are covering issue number 14 of Fables by Bill Willingham. I hope you've read that issue yourself, because I do not want to ruin anything for you. So this issue starts off with a Lilliputian guard and a mouse, and they are sneaking into an office. And that's all we see at first. And then it goes to Bigby and Snow. They are walking around town, and Snow is up on her feet on two crutches. And Bigby says, you know you don't really need to do this. And Snow says, you said if I could walk 3 laps up and down this street, that you would leave me alone. And I'm going to prove to you that I can be left alone, that I am strong enough to be left alone. I just want you out of my hair, Bigby. And he's like, okay, whatever. And while she's walking the laps, she says, why don't you catch me up on things? And then we have a fencing class. And the brilliant thing about the comic is we have these two characters, Bluebeard and Prince Charming, and they are fencing, but they are fencing at the bottom of the pages, so there's other stuff going on while they are fencing for about 4 or 5 pages at the bottom. But they are giving a demonstration in front of class, and Bluebeard just mops the floor with Prince Charming. And while they are fencing, we see the Lilliputian guard in the office, and you find out that he is spying on Bluebeard. He is opening up the diary, trying to figure out any information that he can, and not seeing anything there, really. And then we have Bigby catching Snow up on things, and we get a glimpse at the farm where Rose is getting a call from Jack. Which is kind of curious, because we haven't heard from Jack since he started his janitorial services at the beginning of Animal Farm, the Animal Farm storyline. So, yeah, what has he been up to? But he's calling, and he's like, can I come up? And she says, no, we're not together anymore. The only reason we were together was so that you could help me piss off my sister, but she's no longer pissed off at me, so I have no need for you. Goodbye. Bigby informs to Snow that Rose is doing so well, thriving in this experience away from Snow and out from under her shadow. Snow is like, enough politics, just keep on catching me up on other things. He mentions that Goldilocks is still at large after shooting her in the head. She's like, well, that's kind of a bummer. And then he says, and then there's one other thing, and she says, out with it. It turns out that your Prince Charming, well, he's back with Sleeping Beauty. Well, not back, but he's just kind of living in her apartment in the guest room. And she says, I don't really care what they get up to. If Sleeping Beauty can put up with him and he's out of my hair, I'm happy. And Bigby says, well, maybe you like the good old rugged type. And she says, look, Bigby, we've talked about this. You and I, never gonna be a thing. It's not gonna happen, okay? So just let that go. There's no bone in this cupboard for you. And he's like, okay, whatever you need to tell yourself to convince yourself, I mean me. We then see the spies, and they are still in Bluebird's castle. We then see Goldilocks, and she is getting out of bed, just a bra, I believe. And who should she happen to be in bed with? But Bluebeard. So it's like, yes, Bluebeard is becoming more and more evil, and it's just awesome. She's getting out of bed, they're talking about how they have nefarious plans, and they're just gonna have to take their time to do things right. And then Goldilocks spots the Lilliputian guard, and he's like, oh shit, run! And he hops on his mouse and like, get away! Goldilocks chases after him, Bluebeard chases after all 3 of them, completely naked, and the mouse and the guard slide underneath the doorway. The mouse gets stabbed in the back, and he's like, ugh! And he's up against the wall, and the guard's like, I have to get you out! And the mouse is like, no! Keep going! I got... And the guard's like, oh! And he runs away. And the ogre picks up his knife because he threw it at the mouse. And he shows the mouse to Bluebeard, and Bluebeard checks out the saddle, and he's like, sure enough, that's Lilliputian guard. Well, they were spying on me for someone, I don't know who, but I have a good idea. And Goldilocks says, what are we going to do? And he says, well, we need to speed things up a bit. We're going to have to start our plan now, and it's not going to be as subtle as I had hoped. I hope you're ready for this. We then have Bigby and Snow in an office, and they're like, oh, you wake us up so early in the morning. And Bluebeard has this little bottle, and he says, I got this from Jack. He says it's super magical. Do you have any idea what it is? And they're like, no, where's my coffee? Bluebeard says, well, just look at it. Uncorks it, and this gas pours out, and it kind of hypnotizes Bigby and Snow. Well, Bluebeard kind of takes control of them. We then see King Cole and Snow visits, and she says, you know, I have so many vacation days. I must have at least several hundred, right? And King Cole says, yeah. She says, I'd like to cash in on those. I'd like to go on vacation. He's like, what? For how long? Well, all of my vacation days. He's like, but who will take over for you? I guess Bigby will take over for you. She's like, no, he's gonna come with me. We decided to give this whole lover-dover thing a shot. I hope he's smart enough to see through that. I hope that is the major flaw in Bluebeard's plan. Because it's obvious now, to me at least, that is Bluebeard's plan. Because in the final page of the issue, we have Bluebeard and Goldilocks is preparing for a trip, and she is going to be tailing Bigby and Snow on their romantic adventure. Bluebeard says, wait until they are far away enough from civilization, then off them. Kill them. I don't care what you call it, just make sure that they're dead. That's where the issue ends. Oh man, Bluebeard being evil is amazing. That's so fantastic. It's so good. Oh yes. You know, every time I think that they've kind of, you know, used up all their tenses, it just gets a little bit better. Well, if you like what I'm doing, go ahead and click the subscribe button. If you like this video specifically, go ahead and click that like button. And go ahead and leave a comment letting me know who your favorite surprise evil character is. I've been the Purple Hair Doofus. This has been Buddy Reads, reminding you to watch up your jam radius. And I will see you all in the next issue of Fables by Bill Willingham. Toodles!